Hi. In this episode, we will create a timer, stopwatch, and alarm clock. In this project, we will use the WinUI platform to build the user interface and the C# programming language to write the application's logic. Let's start with creating the main window interface. In the following code, user interface elements such as a navigation menu and controls are defined. Let's take a closer look at it. Navigation view. Grid row equals 0 specifies that the navigation view element is placed in row index 0 within the parent grid. X name equals navigation view sets the name of the navigation view element so you can refer to it in code. Height equals 500 sets the height of the navigation view element to 500 pixels. Pane display mode equals auto. The navigation pane display mode is set to auto, meaning it will adapt automatically based on screen resolution and orientation. IsTab stop equals false specifies that the navigation view element is not a tab stop, meaning it cannot be focused using the tab key. Selection changed equals navigation view selection changed sets an event handler for the selection changed event, which will be triggered when a user selects an item in the navigation menu. Navigation view.menu items. This section defines menu items inside the navigation view. 3 navigation view item elements are defined. Item 1, Item 2, and Item 3 with different names and icons. Frame. Margin equals 0, 0, 0, 0 sets the margins inside the frame element to 0, indicating that its content will fill the entire available area. X name equals content frame sets the name of the frame element so it can be used to load various pages within the application. Stack panel. Grid row equals 1 places the stack panel in the second row of the parent grid. Horizontal alignment equals stretch stretches the content of the stack panel horizontally. Vertical alignment equals center vertically aligns the content to the center. Orientation equals horizontal sets the horizontal orientation of the stack panel. Background equals light blue sets the background color of the stack panel to light blue. Inside the stack panel, 3 buttons and a TimePicker control for working with are defined. The buttons have various properties set, such as X name, content text, corner radius, margins and font size. Now we will create 2 pages, stopwatch and timer. In the Solution Explorer, within the Clock project, right-click and select Add, then choose New Item. In the Add New Item dialog, select Blank Page and click Add. Repeat the same steps to create the timer page. Open the stopwatch.xaml file in the Solution Explorer. Inside stopwatch.xaml, create user interface elements for the stopwatch. Do the same for timer.xaml. Create user interface elements to be used for the timer and alarm. Let's now take a look at the C# code. Main window class fields. Dispatcher timer, an instance of a timer used for updating the time. Stopwatch equals new stopwatch, an instance of the stopwatch class used for measuring stopwatch time. Enum timer mode, an enumeration that defines the application modes, stopwatch, timer, and alarm clock. Timer mode current mode equals timer mode, timer, a variable to store the current application mode, initially set to timer. Time span remaining time, a variable to store the remaining time when using the timer. Page current page, a variable to store the current application page. Text block hours text block, private text block minutes text block, private text block seconds text block, private text block milliseconds text block, variables to store text blocks that display time in different formats. ProgressRing, a variable to store a ProgressRing element used to display progress when using the timer. Time span alarm time, a variable to store the alarm time. Date time current time, a variable to store the current time. Mediaplayer equals new mediaplayer, an instance of mediaplayer for playing the alarm sound. Main window constructor. In the constructor, various components are initialized. A dispatcher timer instance is created. Event handlers are set for the start, stop, and reset buttons. The selected item in the navigation menu is set to the first menu item. Method alarm. This method is responsible for playing the alarm sound. Inside the method, an audio file is loaded from the application's resources and played using the mediaplayer. Method timer tick. This method is called on each timer tick, with a 1 millisecond interval. Depending on the current mode, the method updates the displayed time and progress when using the stopwatch, timer, or alarm clock. If the time has elapsed, example, when using the timer, the alarm method is called to play the alarm signal. Method start button click, stop button click, and reset button click. Start button click starts the timer or stopwatch based on the current mode. Stop button click stops the timer, stopwatch, and pauses the alarm sound playback. Reset button click resets the stopwatch or timer and resets the displayed time. This code represents an event handler for navigation view selection changed, which is called when an item is selected in the navigation menu, navigation view. Let's understand how it works. If args.isSettings selected, this block checks if the settings item has been selected in the navigation menu. Otherwise, if settings was not selected, the code inside the else block is executed. var selected item equals navigation view item, args.selected item. Here, a reference to the selected item in the navigation menu, chosen by the user, is obtained. In the next part of the code, the selected item in the navigation menu is processed using if and else if statements. The main actions performed based on the selected item are as follows. If the item 1 is selected, then the following is executed. TimePicker visibility equals visibility collapsed. This code hides the TimePicker element if the current mode switches to stopwatch. Current mode equals timer mode, stopwatch. The current mode is set to stopwatch. Sender header equals stopwatch. The header of the navigation panel, navigation view, is set to Stopwatch. Content frame, navigate, type off, Stopwatch. The Stopwatch page is loaded into the content frame, the main container for displaying application content. Text blocks that will be used to display time on the Stopwatch page are then found and initialized. If item 2 or item 3 is selected, the following is executed. TimePicker visibility equals visibility, visible. This code makes the TimePicker element visible if the current mode switches to timer or alarm clock. Current mode equals timer mode, timer. The current mode is set to timer or alarm clock, depending on the selected item. Sender, header equals selected item, content. The header of the navigation panel is set to the content of the selected item, example, timer or alarm clock. Content frame, navigate, type off, timer. The timer page is loaded into content frame. This page will be used to display the timer or alarm clock. Text blocks that will be used to display time on the timer page are also found and initialized. Additionally, the ProgressRing element, used to display the timer's progress, is found and initialized. In summary, this event handler for NavigationView selection changed is responsible for switching between the application's modes, stopwatch, timer, alarm clock, and configuring the corresponding control elements and pages based on the selected mode. Method TimePicker time changed. This method is called when the time changes in the TimePicker element. If the current mode is an alarm clock, the method updates the displayed time on the page. As a result of our work, we have created a multifunctional application that can be useful in various scenarios. We have mastered working with WinUI controls, learned to handle events, and manage time. Our application is capable of serving as a reliable stopwatch, a convenient timer, and also as an alarm clock that can ring at the desired time. This experience of developing an application on the WinUI platform and using C# can be valuable when creating other applications with diverse functionality. We hope that our guidance has been helpful to you, and we wish you success in your future projects.